Today, we're talking Son of Dracula, we're talking Two Castles, and we're talking composition for When the Sun Goes Down. That's right, it's Castlevania, Symphony of the Night.
Groovy! Whoa!
I hope you made lots of spaghetti.
Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of Retro Gaming Beyond presents Video Game Club. We're your hosts, Joe, Eric, Ryan, and Jacob Vanderlosky. But before we get started, we're going to do our little Word of the Nerds section here and see what's going on in our little section of the of our nerdydom that we got going on. So what have you guys been up to?
I've been watching the Invincible show, or cartoon, whatever you want to call it.
Nice, dude.
It seems like
Any
it's
good?
a pretty big bandwagon right now, but I had a buddy tell me to watch it, and I finished it, and I loved it. Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I've been
Well,
seeing a
that's-
lot online about it.
That's the same guy who made The Walking Dead, right? And you like that show, so...
Berkman, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, a lot of the voice actors are from The Walking Dead.
Oh, really? Cool.
Voice act a lot of characters in that show too. Yep,
Right, yeah.
it's pretty cool. The main character is Stephen Yeun, and he played Glenn in The Walking Dead.
Okay. That's cool.
So, and there's a bunch of other side characters and stuff like that that are Walking Dead characters as well.
Is it a AMC show?
I don't think so. I think it's HBO. I think
Okay.
it's like an old separate thing, but it's pretty good. And I know it has its comics too, so
Yeah, I would like to read the comics.
I would too. I don't know anything about them apart from the show, but I've heard
Mm-hmm.
the whole series in just general is really good.
Right, yeah. Alright, that's cool. Eric?
I'm still reading my Berserks,
Oh, yeah.
making my way through those. I think I've watched Akira since last time we talked.
Oh, okay, yeah, Akira's, that's a classic for sure.
That was a dope movie.
It's pretty crazy. It's some awesome animation in that movie.
Hell yeah, yeah, dude. That for its time it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I was watching Death Note, and then
Yeah, I think you mentioned
I'm only about halfway through that. I don't like the whole arc that's going on with that right now, where he forgets the thing.
Oh, yeah. Is that when the girl comes in?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it gets a little silly there.
yeah. So I kind of stopped watching them. I'm
Yeah.
just kind of slowly getting through those. And then I started watching Solo Leveling too. So, which is
What's that?
this guy he fights like these monsters, and he can like level up his like in a video game.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it an anime?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's actually Korean, so
Oh,
it's pretty cool. I like it. It seems like it gets a lot of hate online, but
yeah, well, what doesn't?
yeah, I know. But I don't know. I'm only like 4 or 5 episodes in, but I've been enjoying it, so it's pretty cool.
Alright, cool. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Playing any video games other than, Castlevania?
Not too much. I started that Star of Providence game, so
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were watching you play that. Yeah.
yeah,
That game looks awesome.
that's about all I've been playing lately.
Alright, cool. Jacob, you got anything? What have you been doing?
I started playing the Metroid Prime games. I finished the first
yeah.
one.
You preparing for a 4 that's coming out?
Yeah, That direct looked pretty cool. But I started playing the first one like a few weeks before the recent direct. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I want to go through all 3. I beat the first 2 a long time ago, and I just wanted to rebeat them that way. Like I kind of know the story about the third game whenever I do get to it.
Yeah. I remember the first one being pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
The third one, that's on the Wii, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one we had. Yeah, that one was pretty. The third one was pretty fun.
Yeah, I remember the third one being pretty good too. Was the second one good? That's where they had Dark Samus, right? Was in the second one.
Yeah, the second one's pretty good too.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet series. So you're working on, you finished the first 2, you're working on the third one now?
No, I beat the first one. I'm still on the second one, but I'm getting close to
okay.
the end. So
Maybe someday we'll have that in the podcast. It should be old enough at this point. I've been Assassin's Creed Shadows just came out, so I've been playing that quite a bit. I love those games.
Yeah.
Played through all of them.
Speaking of a game that gets a lot of hate online, that takes the cake right now.
Yeah, well, that game's just so massive. So many people know about it. Of course, it's going to get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
I think I heard it was one of the best-selling Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it did fine. It did just fine. I mean, it's definitely like I can see some complaints because it seems like it's just more of the same. Like it's a huge open world game. The combat hasn't changed too much and everything, but I don't know. I just love these games. I can't get enough of them. So
Yeah, it's just kind of odd because it's a setting that's already been done.
yeah, with Ghost of Tsushima a couple years ago.
Yeah, and that game was,
yeah, it was pretty well done.
kind of
Pretty
hard
well
to beat
received.
that one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I haven't gotten like super far into it, but so far it's been good. Like I think it stands up to Ghost of Tsushima pretty well.
Okay, yeah, no,
So
Is
that's
it
pretty impressive, man.
is it like Mirage?
it's more like Valhalla because Mirage was a little bit simpler.
Okay, gotcha.
Didn't have leveling in Mirage, right? They got rid of that.
It's,
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's a lot like 1.
Yeah, it is.
They went back to the roots of it.
They did. Yep. Now the Shadows is more like Valhalla. There's like levels and stuff and everything now. The only thing I can't stand about that is when they do the assassination thing where you can't like outright kill some of the like they have elites now and you can't like outright kill like assassinate
And
them.
if they're like too high of a level or something.
Right, yeah, that's the ones, yeah. That's the only thing I don't like. But although I will say I think Valhalla and Odyssey fixed that where you could like there was like a perk or something you could buy and then it would always allow you to assassinate them or something. So I'm pretty sure this one has that too where you eventually get to it where you can do that. You just can't do it right away.
Did Valhalla have in like Odyssey did where you had to be a certain level to play story missions?
I think so, but it was way better at like leveling correctly. Like if you just did a few things here and there, yeah, it was much better at that.
That was Origins too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Origins wasn't. Odyssey was the worst in that.
Yeah, it was for sure. Odyssey, you had to do like everything around you, or you wouldn't be able to continue for sure.
And that was my biggest problem with Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand it.
I haven't played anything past Origins, so.
Yeah, and then just the size of Odyssey was just so massive, just too big of a game, honestly. Yeah, video game wise, that's about it. I've been watching. Anybody remember Ah Real Monsters? Remember that cartoon?
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
been watching that. It's actually pretty funny. I'm actually enjoying it. It's a pretty good show. I definitely remember a lot more about it than I thought I would.
That's
I don't
a throwback.
remember watching it too much when I was a kid.
I watched it quite a bit. I enjoyed that one. All right, I guess that's it. So we'll go ahead and get to our game. Castlevania was developed and published by Konami for the PlayStation in 1997. It was kind of a renaissance, really, for the Castlevania series. This was the first one that had like a exploration thing, because the other ones were kind of linear. One of the cool things I found out when I was reading was that actually a lot of the design employees on this game were actually women. Like the main artist and the main music composer were actually women for this game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So were you guys able to complete this game?
Yeah.
It took a while, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was definitely tougher than our last game for sure.
The game was way longer than I thought it was.
Yeah. See, I knew there was like 2 castles, but I didn't realize that's how it was done. Like, which we'll get to that later, but yeah. I thought it was like a after, like a what do you call it? Like a extra dungeon or whatever. I thought you just like beat the main castle and then you can go back and play the inverted castle, but no, it was all one game.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
So, yeah, I beat it too. This game was weird because it started out so difficult. Like at first, the first couple hours I played this game, I was kind of mad at it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to even beat this. It's so difficult. And then you learn how to do the battling, and then you get a little bit more into it, and all of a sudden you just start powering up, and it becomes so easy.
Yeah, the beginning is definitely very frustrating.
Yeah. And then once you get a few power-ups, a few couple of weapons, and then you just start tearing through the game.
Yeah, when you find the right items and get your level up a couple times, it does. Yeah, things get definitely easier, and then it gets extremely hard again.
Yeah, true.
It's not like a linear difficulty.
No, it's kind of all over the place.
That's because you can go in any direction in any way you want. So
Yep.
For the most part, there's areas locked off until you get certain.
But there's no like first boss, second boss, or third boss.
No.
It's wherever direction you go. That's
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So let's explain the game real quick. So Symphony of the Night, it's a 2D action platformer. You're playing as Alucard. You're the son of Dracula, and so Richter has gone missing. And Dracula's castle has come back, and you decide that you, the son of Dracula, are going to go in and finish your father off once and for all. It's kind of like we said, it's an exploration game. It's literally, this game is literally where the word Metroidvania came from. This game's the one that started all that. So I mean, obviously Metroid, but then this Castlevania is the one where all that started. Because a lot of the ones before this were very like 2D linear games, but this one's the one where they started doing the find and explore type stuff. So yeah, you start out the game as Richter. This is actually a sequel to Rondo of Blood, which was a Japanese only exclusive for a while. And at the beginning of this game, you kind of replay the ending, and then it gives you a nice little FMV of the castle, right? Wasn't there an FMV at the beginning?
Yeah, dude, there's a couple FMVs.
Yeah, that sweet PS1 compression we all love.
You gotta love FMVs, man.
Yeah, I do. But then you start the game as Alucard. You have everything, and then within the first 5 minutes, Death just steals everything. He's like, yeah, you don't need that. But yeah, and then basically the game just drops you in and says, okay, see you later. And you have to figure out everything on your own.
And that's it.
And this was the biggest frustration with this game.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to fault it too, because it's such an older game. Like, that's just an older game design choice. So I can understand it, but being in the world that we're in now, just even all I would have really wanted was just a little hint of direction, like, hey, you need to go to the catacombs, or hey, you need to go to the library. Just something like that would have been nice. But no, dude, they give you nothing.
Literally nothing.
I think the reason why they did that back then is so you play more. Because back then there's no
length.
over-the-air updates. There's nothing like that.
Right,
Once you buy a game back then, that's what it was, and that's how it stayed.
Yeah,
for sure.
So,
it's like that artificial hardness and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean,
exactly.
I don't know if this game builds off of other games, but I don't think so. But there is like no move list. There is no. I didn't even know there was a map for like the first hour of the game.
Yeah.
They just give you no anything, man.
Yeah, did you read the manual? Because it doesn't help much either.
No, I didn't get around to that.
I didn't even know this until I pretty much had beaten the game. You have a weapon you have a button for your left hand, and you have a button for your right hand. And if you have a shield and sword in combination, you can press those buttons together, and you'll get like a special ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a while to figure out too.
Yeah.
I only knew that because I looked at achievements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The achievements honestly gave me a lot of direction in what to do. Funny enough.
Yeah.
But I wasn't trying to look at them too much to not ruin the game, but trying to figure stuff out on my own. But
I just want to make sure I can get them before I lock myself out of them.
Yeah, I know. You've had some problems with that in the past.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this it's just kind of frustrating in the beginning.
It's weird.
It's getting into it. It does become easier.
The first couple hours, I was like, I don't even know if I want to finish this. But then once the ball starts rolling and you start getting those power-ups and you start really getting into the castle, you're like, you know what? All right, this is actually pretty fun. I kind of want to see where this is going now.
Yeah.
One of the big things for me was the boss fights. The bosses are all freaking cool. There's some really cool bosses and everything in there. But I didn't feel like there was a lot of strategy to the boss fights. Like, it was just kind of like do more damage to them faster than they do more damage to you. I don't know if you guys feel the same way or not.
Some of them, it's funny because the only thing that the bosses really had was just speed. They were just fast moving.
Mm-hmm.
And then some other ones you're just in like the one boss in the underworld or whatever, the ice crystal cave. You're just on a tiny platform and she's far away from you. You know.
Yeah, that one was a pain.
It's not like the bosses per se are hard, it's just what the game disadvantages from you.
To me, it just felt like there was no strategy. Like you hit them faster than they hit you. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
I will say though, the Grand Falloon, that giant balloon of like dead bodies or whatever, that's one of the coolest bosses ever
that
made.
was so awesome when
that boss is so sick, dude.
Yeah. That is one of the coolest ideas for a boss I've ever seen.
That
boss fight was cool.
Yeah. A lot. I mean, almost every boss is, in graphical wise or aesthetic.
Yeah, we'll talk about graphics when we get there, but yeah, for sure. I just feel like I wish there was more strategy. I don't know, like they had more of like tell signs of what was going on. And maybe I'm just stupid and I didn't realize it all, but to me it just seemed like hit them faster than they hit you, which I think a lot of the older games are like that. Like original Castlevania is kind of like that and stuff.
Yeah. No, for the most part, I there really was not much strategy. So I think it just comes down to like finding the right weapons for the right boss.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and then figuring out, which again, didn't know about those combos. I'm sure those help a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's that one, I think, when you find his sword and shield, Dracula's sword and shield or whatever, he's basically invincible.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, there's one, I forgot which one. I think it's like when you get Dracula's sword and his shield, or it's like this shield. I can't remember exactly what it was, but when you use the combo, you get just surrounded by like 13 swords or whatever, and then you just decimate people. It's like, I beat Dracula in like 5 seconds.
It's ridiculous. But see, I mean, I guess that's the cool thing about that game is there's just so many different combinations, and most of it's hidden. Like the game doesn't. Since there's no direction in that game, you have to figure that all yourself.
Yeah, there is literally a plethora of weapons and armor and just a huge amount of things in this game. I had no idea that there was that many.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I played, I don't know, probably 9-10 hours on it, and I probably have touched nothing in the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of them are dropped from enemies and are rare drops, so they're hard to get.
Yeah. Dude, the amount of stuff these guys, the passion in this game is insane. I can totally see why this is such a classic. There's so much stuff just pushed in there that doesn't even need to be in there. There's an entire armor set that just changes the entire way that the game plays. I forgot what's called, the Knuckle guys or whatever.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, but they have the Axe Lord armor or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
You become one of the enemies and you play as the enemy.
Yeah, and he's like super slow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I know it's funny too because in our previous episode we kind of mentioned and mocked the 140-ish enemies that were in the game.
Yeah.
But I mean,
there
were like no duplicates.
Yeah, there's a couple palette swaps. They had the Medusa heads.
Yeah, but they did.
They were different in a way. Yeah.
So
yeah, no, those
for the
was
most
a pretty
part,
big
there
list.
was 140 enemies, which I found pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it was funny. A lot of the enemies too had like funny little animations too. Sometimes.
Yeah, they did. Those stupid flea men were so annoying. But...
Yeah, the little guys.
I hate the little monkeys. Yeah, dude, those guys were annoying. They were hard to hit.
Yeah.
But I like that the one with the skeleton where you hit him and his head falls off and like bounces on the ground.
Oh yeah.
And the other one where there's like 2 skeletons carrying something, and if you kill one of them, the other one starts running away with his hands flailing around.
That was funny too. Yeah, there was some like nudity and stuff in there too, like the flower ladies or whatever.
Yeah. I know. I didn't expect that either.
I thought it was pretty cool how the I liked how like so when you're exploring and everything, there's like you can like unlock doors and all this stuff. I thought it was pretty cool that the map like permanently was changing. Like anytime you open a door or whatever, like it always stayed. You know, you could come back and go, and it would never change back to what it was. You know, it always felt like you were actually doing something in the game.
Yeah.
Jacob, any thoughts over there?
I don't really have much to add. I mean, I kind of agree with everything you guys said about how like the game just throws you in, no direction, no nothing, just go around the map, find out everything on your own. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was gonna say too, using items was such a pain in the ass game. I hated the way the item use was done because you have to take your weapon off, put it on, use it, and then go back and put your weapon on. That I don't know what they were thinking on that one.
And then just like there's so many items and going through every single one.
Yeah, there was no way to like. Yeah, there should have been a way to like reorder the list or something. Yeah.
Yeah, just it was very clustered.
Yeah, that definitely could have been done better.
Yeah. So
I didn't really even end up using items that much, honestly, because of it.
I didn't either. I
didn't
maybe
either.
ate like a couple health items.
Yeah.
Twice, but other than that, I had everything just stored in my inventory.
Yep. Anything else in gameplay controls? I mean, I guess we can talk about controls. Alucard feels like he's slow, but it's not like it's still like a fluid, movement.
He's just frustrating to use.
Right, he's not sluggish. He's just a slow moving character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was pretty cool how you could, eventually you can get the upgrades and you can turn into a wolf, which was pretty cool.
Yeah,
and you can like bite enemies. You could run through them and everything. Then you get the
game also doesn't tell you anything about.
Yep, doesn't tell you about any of that. You can turn into the bat and use sonar in the dark rooms. That was the one spot that I got stuck on that I had to look up because I forgot that the bat had the sonar thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that room with all the spikes.
Yeah. That was the one thing I looked up for this game. I was like, where the hell do I go? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, come on, that's so obvious. I don't know how to figure that out, but...
Yeah, see, that's why this game's so just weird, because I went to that room before I got the echo for the bat.
Yeah.
Once I got it, I already knew what I had to do.
Yeah.
So it's just funny how some different people get stuck on different parts because they didn't explore this before that, and
right. Yep.
Funny how it works. Everybody has kind of like a different situation or experience with the game.
Yeah, it reminds me of like for like a modern audience, it's like a Dark Souls or the Elden Ring kind of games or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities between the two.
Yeah, I agree.
There was a few times where I had to like look up little stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But other than that, it's, pretty straightforward. Just exploring until you find the right thing to get to the right area.
Yeah, I will say it did that pretty good because you'll go in one direction and you'll basically not be able to go anymore. So you're like, oh, well, I guess I don't go that way anymore. And then you just go back to wherever you hadn't explored yet, and then you'll find what you need. It's just I feel like at first it's very daunting and you get kind of frustrated, but then once you play it, you're like, oh, I kind of see the design choice here and how this works. So
yeah, definitely, because you literally have access to the entire map, besides the areas that you can't access. But
right,
I mean, you can just go wherever you want, and the game is not gonna stop you. So it is very much to take in when you first start.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a small map either.
No, it's not, because as we mentioned, not only is there one castle, so once you pretty much explore the entire castle, you will go and fight Richter. You find out that he's being controlled, and then and the funny thing is you can actually kill Richter there, and you'll get a different ending. But if you kill the little controlling thing, then you get the normal ending. But then once you kill or finish that battle, you get transported to another castle. They took the entire map and turned it upside down.
Yeah.
And you have to explore the entire castle again upside down. I mean, there's some changes. There's new enemies. The rooms are a little bit different. But for the most part, it's the exact same map upside down.
Yeah. It's crazy because it's literally just an upside down map.
And to me, that's crazy because I've done development stuff before. Just the time that it took to make sure that that every piece of that map worked upside down as well as normal. That work had to be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of cheated a little bit with the bat thing because that helps you go anywhere. Yeah, but still, the amount of work that went into that, it's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of the inverted was bat related. So
yeah, and I think that's how they got around a lot of it. But still, they still had to make sure it worked both ways.
Yeah. No, yeah,
but I mean,
the platforming in this game feels good. Like every jump you make, you feel like you're going to guarantee the land where you want. So
yeah, I don't really remember dying too much from that. The only time I really remember dying is just annoying enemies, But it was never like I never felt like controls were a problem. It was just I didn't understand how to fight an enemy. Is pretty much
the enemies were the ones that were the pain in the asses.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
And there were some pain in the ass enemies.
Oh my god, I hated the clock tower so much.
Yeah, yeah.
God, the Medusa heads and the
Yep.
oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah. That's got to be the worst area of the game.
it's
Yeah.
horrendous, man.
Yep.
There's just a whole horde of them.
Yeah,
And if you get
And-
hit by one, it stones you.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that area with
And of
every
course,
fiber of my being, bro.
that's like the first area you have to go through on the second castle, the upside down castle.
Yeah.
Of course,
It's not
that has
as
to be the
bad
first one.
with the inverted if you have the gas because you can just turn into the gas.
Yeah.
And not take any damage, but oh
The mist. It's called the mist. Not
yeah, well
gas.
yeah, the mist. My bad. But yeah, that was infuriating.
Yeah, for sure. I mean that's just kind of Castlevania in general though, because the original ones are just like that. There's Medusa heads in those ones, and they're so annoying.
Almost like every flying enemy in this game was just annoying.
Yeah, and then they have that. This one had the knockback too, right? That's such a classic Castlevania thing.
Yeah, that's the most annoying thing because you make it so high up and then you get knocked down
Mhm.
all the way to the bottom.
Yep, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Dude, the clock, not the clock tower, where you're climbing the castle, where the bells are,
Oh yeah.
and you're jumping on those like wooden platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Those stupid birds, man.
Yeah, the crows or whatever. Yeah.
They would always knock me down.
Yep, that is very Castlevania for sure.
It's just, I don't know, it wasn't hard. It was just so just annoying.
Yeah. Again, I never felt like it was the player's fault, which is a good thing. It's just that the fault of the enemies was so annoying.
Yeah.
It's just not very forgiving.
Yeah. Yep.
You mentioned you were talking about the movement earlier, about how like Alucard's kind of slow, not sluggish, but he's like slow. But like
Yeah.
one thing that I did, because the map's just so huge, right? If you want to speed yourself up a little bit, you can just turn your back towards where you want to go, and then just use the dash move, and you'll just
Yeah, I
go.
was doing
You can
that
you
quite
can
a
really
bit.
speed through sections and
Yep.
stuff like that.
I tried that a couple times. I didn't really notice a difference in speed.
It's probably just a perceptive thing, but
Yeah, I think it's minimalistic at most.
But I mean, even if it is faster, there's so many ledges and just stuff you have to jump over, which you can't do while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, in all
If you-
honesty, it's probably the same time to get through a room, but if it's
Yeah.
flat or like a longer room, it's probably better. But
Well, I was also playing on emulation, so I just hit the fast forward button. So.
I was gonna say if you really want to speed the game up,
Yeah. I played a lot of this game and fast forward, so
yeah, I did that too. And I'm glad that doesn't mess up the achievements.
no. Yeah.
yeah, because sometimes it gets too much, especially
Yeah,
if you hit a place where you can't progress and you have to go back and you don't know what you're looking for and you have to search everywhere for it.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was just like doing like waiting for the transportation rooms to like load or whatever.
Yeah, because that animation is so slow too.
It is. We live in a world where we don't have to wait for CDs to load anymore. Yeah, that's something we didn't mention. They added a transportation. There was teleporter rooms to help you kind of get around the castle, which I thought was pretty cool. They didn't need to do that, but it was nice.
Got a
Considering
nice
the size
QOL.
of the map,
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
The only thing that
it's
was-
funny. That map is so huge. Even if you do use them, you still have to travel a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a lot of work.
Even
Yeah.
if you know where you're going, you could get kind of close, but
Mhm.
it's
I'm
still-
just saying,
it still
imagine
takes
if
a little
those
bit.
didn't exist, how much more longer
Oh.
it would have taken.
yeah.
And then the only really annoying thing was the if you wanted to go back between the castles, you had to use that one teleporter room.
yeah, there was only one room, yeah.
Unless you used the library card or whatever, but you could only go to the one castle, not back.
Yeah.
And if you use the card, you had to go all the way back to the teleporter to get
Mm-hmm.
other castle, the second castle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But like I said, once you have all the power-ups and stuff, especially the mist one with the poisonous gas,
Yeah.
you can kind of just, you don't have to fight every time. You just fly over.
Yeah, true. You can kind of go through it a lot faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just put it in fast forward. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
There was something else we didn't mention was the relics. So you not only do you have your weapons and your shields and your items, you also have relics, which are like the classic like holy water, the knife. There was like a gemstone or something.
Yeah, like a diamond or something.
Which one did you guys end up using all the time?
I had the dagger. I use the dagger all the time.
Yeah, same.
It's
I use the axe mostly.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was using because Alucard doesn't really have a good like up or like diagonal attack. So the axe I felt the axe was good for that.
There's a lot of breakable floors in the game too.
Yeah, that too.
And,
There's a lot of
and
secrets.
so that's from my experience, that was the only relic that actually worked.
Well, you can punch diagonally down.
Yeah, you can also attack straight down too.
Yeah.
And I also didn't know that.
Yeah. Well,
Again, with the game with no direction,
Yeah.
it took me a while to figure that out.
yeah, you have to kind of just do it as you go.
Yep. Oh yeah, we also didn't mention the pets or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
What were they called? I forgot what they were called. The familiars? Is that what it was? Familiars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fairy,
You guys-
the demon.
Did you guys use them much? I couldn't figure out how to turn them on until later on.
I had the demon on all the time.
He was the one with the spear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. I liked him.
Yeah. So the relics are actually the cards and stuff that you get. Those are the permanent upgrades.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
I don't know what the other items are. I guess active items,
Yeah, I can't
whatever you
remember what
want to
they're
call
called.
them. But
Yeah, that's something else too. Was the relics? There's a bunch of like not just. I mean, those are. I guess it's kind of just the upgrades, right? Because that's the wolf stuff, and then
yeah, those are like the
Yeah.
permanent upgrades. Yeah.
But yeah, you
Enemy
just
drops
keep those
items and stuff.
indefinitely. Yeah.
But yeah, that includes all the transformations, the familiars, and then a bunch of other stuff too. So
Yeah, the special items are the ones that use the hearts, which that will always be such a weird design choice to me. That hearts are like a
Yeah.
currency to use weapons for, not for your
instead
actual
of
health.
mana, like they could have
well,
just
just-
made it mana or something.
Yeah, just hearts equals health. I don't know. It's just so weird that it's not health. It's just such a weird thing.
Yeah, because using those items has nothing to do with your health. It's
Yeah,
the hearts
it
that you
doesn't.
collect around the game.
Yep.
That is an odd choice.
And it's been that way. I know it's been that way since the first one. It's just such a weird design choice. It's just kind of weird. I always love looking at that, like where video games, what they used to do, and like now looking at it, it's kind of like, what would a video game do that nowadays? It's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's weird because every game you play that has like a currency for moves or skills or something, it's always mana
Yeah,
or
It's just-
energy or something. But
right. And hearts always equals health. Like can't think of any other game where hearts does not give you health.
yeah,
I mean, that
It's-
should just be basic. I mean, they were doing that in what, the 80s, and
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's just such a weird thing, but
yeah, why change it all of a sudden? So.
I don't know. Well, I mean, the original Castlevania was just like that, and when that came out in '83 or '4 or whatever.
And circling
Yeah.
back on, it's funny to see what games would do, nowadays or not.
Hmm.
This game literally gives you no direction at all, and new games just won't leave you alone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
yeah, because you have
Like I said-
tutorials now, and then you have help throughout the
They'll-
game or
they'll-
hints.
Yep.
hold
Yep.
your hand through the whole game if sometimes.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people, like I said, like those Elden Ring games, like Elden Ring or Dark Souls, because they're a lot like this. They just throw you in, and you just go. I feel like if you like those games, you'd probably actually like this game a lot.
Yeah. But this game was just, I don't know. They gave you like no move list, no nothing, man. I
Yeah,
didn't know
mean-
you could do that like super jump for half of the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the move list are honestly very overpowered because
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that they were even a thing, and you have to buy them from the librarian. You have to
Yeah.
like buy them, and then you can go into the pause menu and look it up. But
Right.
I was watching some videos, just watching playthroughs, how other people played it, because it's interesting to see. Because like I said
yeah.
earlier, like not all the time, but it's great to see somebody else play and they have a different experience. They go a different way, or
Sure, yeah.
whatever have you. But some of these people, they just dump these abilities and shred bosses like it's nothing.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
it's
Yeah,
just
see, and
it's
that's-
so weird.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before too. Is like I didn't feel like there's any strategy, but it's probably because I just didn't know.
It's just weird because you won't know that probably the first playthrough of this game.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I
yeah.
didn't until I got maybe halfway through the second tower or second castle. And even then, I wasn't even using them because I didn't know they were that good.
Well, that was the thing. I was watching some other dude play the game, and he was doing that jump, and I'm like, how did he get
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
And
seen
meanwhile, I had it the whole time. I just didn't know how to do it.
Yep, same.
So,
that's probably insanely useful for the second castle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But we
Yeah.
did
Once I
it, we
figured
did
it out,
the
I was
hard
using
way.
it all the time.
Yeah, we did it the hard way for a while.
Well, funny enough, this was the easy way. The hard way is when it first came out, when there's no internet. Imagine not having internet for that game.
Oh, I know.
I don't know if I would have beaten it yet.
You
Yeah,
have to
probably
get
not.
the Nintendo powers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the PSM.
PSM, that's right, yeah. I'm thinking
PlayStation
before
Magazine.
that. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or EGM.
that's funny. You would need that back then.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it had a Prima guide or whatever they were called.
I'm sure there's something on the internet, right? Not
Yeah, I mean, there
obviously
was-
when it first came out, but
Yeah, I mean, there
even
was
in
internet.
'97, there
stuff,
was
but-
internet.
You couldn't just type in, Castlevania Symphony of the Night walkthrough and get everything.
It's not like it is now, where
No.
there's even games
Alright.
now, people speedrun them in
Yeah,
hours,
oh,
and
yeah,
then
dude.
they're like, "Oh, here's a
Bro.
YouTube video of it."
Bro, people friggin' go through the code to figure out how to break it to speedrun those games nowadays. It's nuts what people do. But
It's impressive, honestly.
but all right. So let's move on to the graphics. This game is I weep for the PS1 2D games. I understand the market and people with the 3D was the shiny new thing, but dude, the PS1 is so good at 2D sprite graphics. I wish there had been so many more 2D sprite games. This is one of the most beautiful games on the PS1.
Yep, I agree.
Hands down.
I agree. This game is absolutely beautiful.
It is gorgeous, dude. It's like a amped up Super Nintendo game. Like it is just such a beautiful game. This being a 2D game, it's aged wonderfully. As much as I love the PS1, it's such a special place in my heart. The 3D games they don't look great nowadays. I think it's aged better than some of the other ones, like the N64. I know there's a lot of 64 fans out there, but man, that system does not look good.
Yeah, I agree. PS1 will always be my favorite, man.
Yeah, I mean, I love the N64 too, but
I always thought the PS1 looked so much better.
yeah, it just I don't know if it's better. It just definitely has a different look about it, and I definitely prefer it. But
Yeah. Well, PS1's probably my favorite console of all time.
yeah, I mean, we grew up with it, so obviously. What I thought was really cool was the mix of like the 3D objects with the background with the 2D sprites. Like the lava effect in that one area was really cool. They had like that the clock tower in that one background.
Yeah,
like
that
the
was
3D
awesome.
model and stuff. That was cool.
Did you see that like giant eye watching you in that one?
Yeah, that was cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that first time I walked into that church room with that giant sword
Oh yeah, that was cool.
with the
Yeah,
stained glass
Yeah.
and everything. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, dude! I was
It's
like,
beautiful.
this is beautiful, man.
Yeah. Dude, I know. There's like those ones. There was like they had like the skeleton like giant painting or whatever in that one room.
Yeah,
That was cool. They had a lot of like relief stuff in the background. I mean, I love skeletons, skulls, and stuff. So that stuff was just the backgrounds were beautiful.
yeah, I agree, man. This
It's-
game,
It's
I-
a beautiful game.
as I mentioned earlier, I was on emulation. So I had mine upscaled, but
Mm-hmm.
even then, it was still
Yeah,
a good looking.
I think even without it would still look pretty damn
Yeah,
good.
it would have been totally fine.
The only thing that didn't age very well was the FMVs, which
Yeah,
I think there's only like one or two, right? There wasn't a lot.
no, there wasn't that much.
And they were short. It was just the castle showing up, right?
Yeah,
that's
well,
all
it wasn't
really
like
was.
the human FMVs where people were talking and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
all it was the castles. When you beat
Right,
the
it was just a
game,
castle in the beginning and then the inverted castle, right?
Yep.
hmm
Yeah.
But still,
And
you-
then I
that's
think
like the
if-
perfect way to include an FMV.
Yeah, just short and sweet. I think if you killed Richter, if you chose that path, I think the whole castle like disappears or blows up or something. There's like a big light up to the sky. So, but yeah, it's only like the beginning and I guess beating the game or getting endings. That's pretty much it.
That is no way of fault on the game at all. That's just the PS1's inadequacies, but
the actual game though, it's cool. Even the body part boss or like the body boss, the background of that was awesome.
Yeah, oh dude, the boss sprite work was phenomenal. They're some of the coolest enemies I've ever seen.
They did a great job.
Yeah, they really did.
But that boss room was just so ridiculous looking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the floor was just skulls and bodies.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah,
it's crazy, but
it was cool. Oh, something else I wanted to say too. I really liked some of the environments would actually change. Like when you came back to them, like that one, the like tower, outside tower, or whatever. Like sometimes it would be raining out there. Sometimes it would be foggy. That was pretty cool how they had like different environment. I don't know if you guys seen that or not. Did you see that?
Yeah, when you're on like outside wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice inclusion, man, for sure.
And then they had the random telescope thing. We don't really understand what that was, but
yeah, where you're just watching that boatman or whatever.
Yeah,
the ferryman.
Yeah.
Just a random thing. There was a thing where you could watch a bird be born and grow up.
Yeah, like its whole lifespan. Yeah, there's like very weird things in here.
Just a lot of little tiny things that do nothing for the game, but they're just
in there.
Little things.
The fact that you can sit in chairs in this game for no reason is...
Dude, I mean, that alone is insane. Yeah.
And it's funny, there's a little thing in there. If you sit in that chair long enough, you fall asleep.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Alucard will fall asleep, and there's like little Z's come up.
Yeah, see stuff like tiny little things like that, man. That's what makes a game, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Just shows the passion that these guys had for making this thing.
And then, like, it's kind of crazy, too, because, like, depending on, like, if you're standing on a flat surface compared to, like, you know, like a sloped or slanted surface, Alucard stands differently, too.
Yeah.
Got, like, a different... It's just the very minute details.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
So... And then, like, when he, like... You can, like, have his cape over him or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you can equip a cape and then change it to whatever color you want, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then it changes, like, your Batwing colors, too.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool, like, capes in there, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that translucent one was pretty cool.
That's something I want to mention. That after effect of him moving, that kind of got a little annoying after a while. I don't know why they decided to keep that forever.
Yeah.
His after image or whatever. I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I didn't pay any mind to it, I guess, because I just got used to it. So
I'm just not really sure why they needed that constantly.
Yeah. I get if you were, like, running all the time, maybe, but, like...
Yeah, if you're, like, at full speed or doing a move or something, sure, but I just understand why that was default. It's just a little much for me.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be annoying after a while.
Yeah.
It was a weird color, too, wasn't it? It was, like, blue. Like a blue
flash
after
different
image.
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a transparent blue or something. It's just weird.
Yeah. Odd color choice. If it was like the color of your cape or something, that would be pretty cool, but
I don't know, just a weird little thing. I was just like, why did they need that? I guess they were just like, this is so cool, we gotta have it at all times.
yeah, for the PS1, that was probably a cool effect.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
It's that mind-blowing 32-bit graphic.
There it is.
That we made fun of last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did make fun of it, but this game is beautiful, man.
It is.
It really is.
Honestly, mind-blowing how good it is.
I want to retract the statement I made earlier.
From last week,
because I really did not expect this game to look that good. I really did.
You'll never mock the back of a CDK saver again.
I guess not.
No, we'll do it for sure.
I heard that this game is beautiful, but even then I didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
Yeah, like I knew the love for this game, was out there, but yeah, I was still blown away.
Especially when you're coming off of like newer video game twos with like realistic graphics, you're like, oh, this game can't look that great. It's PS1.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that a PS1 game could be like, wow, this is actually pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Because of just what we play now and what's out there and the technology that's there. It's night and day, but for a PS1 game to look this good, it's really impressive.
I mean, it's just art, you know?
Yeah.
It's just a kind of art style, and that's all it is. And it's done really well.
This is a type of game where you know they love making this, and there's a lot of pride and passion into it.
Yep, this is one of those games you would use as an argument for is video games art. This is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
100%.
I also like the little like save icons too. Every time you like loaded, they were all different.
I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice that?
Oh yeah. I think it was like a progression thing.
I think
like
they're just random.
Oh, okay. They might have been.
Because I got some, I would be all over the place, and I just got random ones.
Dodecahedron that spun around every time.
No. When you're in the menu and you go to the memory,
select your save.
Oh, those icons. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought they were like based on the boss, but I don't know.
No,
that's what I thought too. But
okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they're just a bunch of different random stuff.
Cool little detail.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the PS1, it was like the save was always looked the same, you know.
Oh yeah, I wonder if like if you went into the PS1 memory card management, if it would show a different image every time.
That I do not know.
That was just a game.
yeah I didn't play this on the original hardware, so
I doubt it because I'm pretty sure it just goes off of a game sprite. But
I don't know. I think you could change it. It would get it from the game. Because I think I remember one game had like different images for each save that you used, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody who's listening knows. They can tell us.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, I had something I kind of wanted to bring up.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I feel like maybe it's just me, but like I think it's kind of easy to tell. Like you know how there's stuff in the background that you can just attack it and it'll drop something like a heart. I felt like it was pretty easy to tell like what objects you can hit and it'll give you something. So
yeah, that was nice. You weren't really guessing on anything, right?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell like what was going to drop something.
Even like some of like the secret stuff, like if you kind of have to look a little bit harder, but you can kind of see like, oh wait a minute, that wall has something on it, like there's something there.
Like that room with the bookshelf you can push.
Right, yeah. If you looked hard enough, you'd be like, oh wait a minute, hold on a second now. And then I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was like a couple of rooms where statues were like pointing at the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I figured out you could break walls.
It was a statue, yeah.
I should have known better, but
yeah, bro, you never heard of wall meat?
I think I was so overwhelmed with the game, bro.
Yeah, it was a lot, yeah.
Like the last thing I was thinking about. I seen something about where it said when Konami approached Sony, Computer Entertainment America, about localizing Castlevania, they refused to allow the game since it was not done in 3D. So Konami threatened to cancel all localization plans of Metal Gear Solid.
All right, let's move on to the sound. I mean, let's just get this out of the way. Dude, Konami, like in this era of Konami, their soundtracks were just friggin' king, man. They were so good at it.
The music is absolutely, yeah.
And that's something Konami has always been good at. Their NES soundtracks, their SNES soundtracks, bro, they're so good.
I think we made fun of that too.
Did we? I don't remember.
It's like the orchestrated soundtrack or something that'll synthesize you. I mean,
we might have, yeah.
It's marketing slang for sure, but
yeah.
We were making fun of it, but it is good.
They actually went on their word and they didn't just say that to say it. They actually did it.
Yeah,
it holds up.
Well, that was the other big new thing at the time that was actual music on a CD. Now it wasn't all fabricated by the sound chip or whatever.
Yeah,
this was actual recorded audio that you could play during the game. And yeah, the soundtrack in this game is so good. There's so many good songs on here, and there's a lot of different ones too. Like there's like a orchestral like castle song, and then there's like a couple like heavy metal ones and stuff and everything. So
and the music is actually it doesn't loop like very.
No, yeah, they're like
often.
songs.
It goes out
Yeah.
for a while.
The only thing was that credit song. I was kind of like, what is happening right now?
The one with the chick singing or whatever.
Yeah, that one was a little out of place. I was like, what's going on right now?
Funny
just
enough,
funny, yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but if you actually put the PS1 disc into a CD player, and there's actually a track on there that you can listen to.
Yeah, some of them had that. Some of the PS1 games had that.
This one, it's like Alucard talks to you. He's like, I can't remember exactly what he says, but he's like, "Don't listen to this," and then it's and then
Oh,
it goes into
really?
the song. Yeah, it's pretty
I didn't know
funny.
that.
It's just a remake of one of the songs, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. The other thing on the sound was I actually didn't know this game had voiceover, so I was not expecting that at all. I was like, what the hell? This game has voiceover?
Unfortunately,
No, it's not great.
that was
for
not
sure.
great at all, man.
And I don't think that was a choice. I think that was just how it was.
I mean, just I don't know, but it was just so emotionless, man.
Yeah, it was.
It was just dry acting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some good lines in here, like, what is a man but a miserable pile of secrets? The writing itself wasn't bad. Just,
Well,
The
that's taken
acting
from
was-
a book, I think, anyway, though.
yeah, I know, but just it's in the game, so. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it, so even having it at all, I was like, whoa, all right, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the PS1 either, just how they recorded voice acting or voice lines on the CDs, but they just sounded staticky, I guess, or like muffled. The
They're
voices
probably
in the
like
game.
low bit rate and
Yeah.
very compressed.
It's so weird because the music actually sounded pretty good, but once it came to the voice acting, it was very different type
Yeah.
of sound. I don't know if they do that as like an effect of making it sound like talking or what, but it was an odd thing to hear.
I don't know. It could be emulation too, who knows?
Yeah,
True.
it's true. It could be, but just sounded kind of like tinny, like a tin can, I guess. It was weird.
Yeah, could be the recording, could be emulation, who knows?
The freaking guitar shredding is
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm probably gonna add this to my playlist.
Yeah.
The heavy metal and that stuff in that
Yeah,
game is
dude.
good.
There's the guitar shredding, and they're just shredding on the guitar.
I don't remember any of the enemies or anything having like unique sounds or nothing that I can really remember.
There's a couple. There was one like where you like kill him, and then he just goes like and then all the blood starts pouring out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's nothing crazy.
Jacob, you have anything?
There's just one thing that I thought was kind of funny, is that like I think the map in this game, it looks like practically identical to the map in Super Metroid, and I thought that was
does
just
it
kind of
really?
like yeah, I think it does. In the map for Super Metroid kind of looks like I think it's Metroid Fusion's map, and even like Zero Mission's map, because I think they run on the same engine. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the map.
Oh,
in
you
this
mean like
game
the style? You don't mean like the actual layout?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, they have like that blue background.
It looks pretty similar. I thought that was funny because like, I'm pretty sure this game definitely takes inspiration from there. So
Probably, yeah.
Was this game like the first Metroidvania game? Like, was this
No, I mean,
style of the game besides Metroid?
this was the first one for Castlevania for sure.
Okay.
Because there was only 4 or 5 before this, and all of them except one of them were all linear games.
Is the first 3 were on the NES?
Yeah, the first 3 are NES, and the 1 and 3 are linear. 3 has like branching paths, but it's all linear. And then the second one's a little weird. The second one's kind of like a Metroidvania type game, but not like this. Like it's a little bit more like RPG-ish or something, or like Zelda 2 if you ever played Zelda 2. And then 4 is a linear. That one's on the SNES. And then I think the only other one at the time was the PC Engine one, which is the one before this one, the Rondo of Blood.
Yep, which wasn't released here.
No, it kind of was. They remade it for the SNES and called it Dracula X or something. So
That's right, yeah.
It's not the exact same game, but and then now it's been released nowadays, but
yeah.
But yeah, this is the first one that was like explore, find locked doors, get upgrades, go back to the locked doors. Like this was the first one for that, sure.
For Castlevania.
For Castlevania, yeah. I think Super Metroid had already come out at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely had. It
Yeah, that was
definitely had.
94.
It was a SNES game, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't know if there was a lot of like other ones that were doing that. I'm sure there were other games. There had to be, but it definitely probably wasn't a big genre like it is nowadays.
Yeah. And I'm sure this game made it a big genre.
Yes, it did. I mean, it's the Castlevania, the Metroidvania part of that. It came from this game.
Yeah.
Like so. This one actually kind of like rewrote Castlevania after this because most of them followed this formula after all the games that came after followed the formula of this one.
What was after this one? Was that the advanced games?
I think so. It's a good question. I actually don't know. I think there was another one on the PS1. Legends was the next one, which was a Game Boy one. But the next one was Castlevania 64, which I really do want to play, but I don't think this is a good game.
Nobody seems to be talking about that one, so.
Yeah, no, that one is not not a good game. So let's talk achievements now. So what did you guys think of these achievements?
They suck.
Yeah, this list is too much, dude. I always feel like any list over over 99 or 100 is just too much. And the achievements for this game are like for the people who've played this game like 10,000 times.
Yeah. They are not
10,000 times.
beginner friendly.
No. Or just even like just casual friendly. Like this is the sweats achievement list for sure. Castlevania sweats.
Yeah.
It
100% is.
Couple hours of this game, I was getting like no achievements.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, am I doing something wrong here?
Mm-hmm. I know. I didn't even play through as Richter. I started and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Dude, Richter is tough to use.
Yeah, I didn't make it very far. I was like, I'm done with it.
You have to like use his special abilities constantly.
Mm-hmm. I didn't really know this, but on the Saturn version, you can actually play as Maria as well.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah,
the Saturn added a couple content.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a secret room that you can go into that you can't go into in this one or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this list was too big, too much. I'm not going to be mastering this one. I think I got about halfway.
They're just too specific.
Yeah.
Like beat the boss with this weapon and
yeah, for every single boss, yeah, it's too much.
And not get hit too, also.
And then I missed one stupid enemy that one enemy spawns or whatever, so I can't get that one out without starting the game over, which I'm not going to do.
I went through a lot of these and I tried so hard, and maybe one day I'll master this, but
nah.
Yeah, that's a big feat, dude.
Yeah, I have 72%.
Big feat.
Big feat. But some of these have like a 1.3% unlock rate, and that's
pretty crazy.
A good amount of them on here.
A lot of them aren't like hard. They're just time consuming and like
just tedious. They're just tedious achievements. Like what you said, you have to beat the boss undamaged and have this certain armor and weapon set, and you can't use abilities, you can't use this and that, and it's
I think
too much.
Too specific.
It feels like this list was made by somebody who played this game a lot, like absolutely, is obsessed with this game. So
it would make sense if they had like a subset for some of this stuff.
I agree.
That's one of the things I feel like the site does a lot is like some of the stuff sometimes it's like personally I feel the achievement should be approachable you know, like doable by everybody. Like not easy, but just like there can be hard ones, but they don't need to be like so, I don't know, crazy hard, you know. But if you do want that stuff, that's what the subsets are for.
Exactly. That's more of like a, I guess you could say, sweat thing. Yeah.
Yeah, just a hardcore player. Yeah.
Finish the game as Richter in one session, defeating all the bosses and without using save points to refill your health.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That shouldn't be like a normal set achievement.
Yeah.
It should just be beat the game as Richter.
Yeah, that's way too
which
absurd.
is hard enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Also, that freaking boss, man, Galamoth.
Yeah. Yep.
He's the hardest
He
one.
was tough.
He's harder than Dracula.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's an optional boss.
Yeah, but
Well,
he
that's
was the hardest boss, man.
That's where I found out about the combos, and if you use that one sword with the shield, you get the 13 swords or whatever it's called, and you kill him in like 5 seconds. He becomes trivial.
Yup.
No, I struggled on him hard, man.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I tried like an hour before and trying to kill him, and I was like, dude, what do you do here?
That dude was tough.
Yeah, he was. He was very difficult. All right, I guess we won't be mastering that one. So.
There's slight hope for me, but
I like my sanity.
Yeah, same.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
All right, so let's jump to the review. What we do here, we don't give like a score or anything. It's just a 2-part thing. It's did you enjoy the game, and would you recommend the game? So who wants to go first?
I'll go.
So did you enjoy it?
Initially, not really. But the more and more I played it, it started to grow on me, and then I ended up liking it. So,
And would you recommend it?
it depends on if you like Metroidvanias, definitely. If you've never played it before. But you have to be, a pretty decent gamer for this game to really dig into it.
Yeah, you gotta be able to play video games for sure.
This is not just I'm gonna pick this up and kind of play it. You have to really put time into it.
Mm-hmm.
And for an average gamer, I don't know.
Yeah, it would be tough. All right, Ryan.
Yeah, I would agree. At first, I definitely didn't, because there's no direction. You don't know what you're doing. You don't have any clue of what's going on. But once you do start powering up and you understand items and this and that, there is a lot to learn to the game. You have 2 castles to play through and you still learn stuff. But
You beat the game and probably don't even know everything.
yeah, it's a lot. So I did enjoy it after I played it. I thought it was a really good game. I can see it living up to the hype. I really do. But man, that first initial couple hours it's rough.
All right. Would you recommend it?
It depends. If you're just a casual gamer, I wouldn't, because it's a lot to take in. I wouldn't say it's a niche thing, but as a Metroidvania, I'd say it's really tough and it's unforgiving in a lot of aspects. But if you like Metroidvanias, you probably already played this game because it's probably the most talked about one. If you like a challenge, if you just want to play a game and you want something hard, you don't want any direction, you like that type of stuff, then this game's for you. But it's hard at first. It really is. It's a commitment to get into it and start getting the
That's a
ball
good way
rolling.
of putting it. Yeah, it's a commitment.
It's a commitment. But once you actually start getting into it, you beat a boss here, or you learn some of the stuff, you find some of the hidden stuff. It's a great game, but just that initial start is a lot.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna say much new here. I did enjoy this game, but yeah, the beginning it's you really had to work on it. You really had to be like, listen, it gets better. It definitely gets better, but I don't know. Again, I wouldn't recommend this to a casual gamer. You definitely had to be experienced because again, the game just gives you no direction. So you're really gonna have to sit there and just know, certain conventions about video games to really understand it and pick it up. It is a good game, but it's not for everybody. So if you do want to get into this game, just know you're gonna have to commit to it and be ready to learn and just be ready to go all around the castle and just pick things up here and there and learn.
Yeah, like a Metroidvania, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if you want to get into this game and you've never really played a lot of Metroidvanias or at all, I would start with another game like Metroid Fusion. Fusion is definitely would be a great starting point.
Fusion is king.
That's my favorite Metroid.
I agree.
We will play that eventually for this, but
yeah, it's in my opinion the best one.
Yeah, for sure. I think we all agree on that. Yeah, same thing. I like I said at first I was frustrated, but there was just something, man. The graphics, the music, just the exploration of the castle. It's something just kept drawing me in, even though I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to play this, but it's like, you know what? I do want to see where this is going. There's obviously something here because of how big the name is on this game. So, yeah, I did eventually enjoy it. Like I said, there's just so much to see and find, and they keep you going by sprinkling little things here and there and everything. Like at first, like you said, there's no direction, but then once you start playing it, you actually see that there is kind of a direction. It's just not so obvious at first. So yeah, I did enjoy it. I don't know if I'd play it again. Like I said, I didn't even play through as Richter again. I'll probably won't play it again. But yeah, I had a good time. I think I would recommend this game to anyone to try. And I say that just because of things that like we have Demon Souls and Dark Souls and like Elden Ring. Like those games are just so massive and they do the same stuff and everybody seems to love those games. So you know what? If you like 2D games and you like those type of games, then I would check it out. I would say just check it out. Even just to look at like the artwork and hear the music that's in this game, I think is worth it. So, but all right.
Agree with that.
Yeah. All right, that's our review of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So let's go ahead and get on to the next game. We're going to be playing Splatterhouse for the TurboGrafx 16. So do you guys have any experience with this game? You know anything about this game?
I've never played the original ones.
Yeah, we had the PS3 one, which was pretty good.
Yeah,
the PS3 one was pretty good.
That's the only experience I have with Splatterhouse.
Okay, that's nothing like this one, but
yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen things here and there about this one, but no actual gameplay experience.
Yeah,
to not hear of this game before is.
What do you've never heard of it before?
No, I'm just like if nobody has ever heard, you're a gamer and you've never heard of this game before, it's kind of hard to imagine. So
yeah, I wouldn't say this is as like a huge, like it's not like Castlevania, but if you're in the hobby a little bit, then you've definitely heard of this game. Yeah, for sure. I've played a little bit of it before. I'd never beaten it or gotten very far, but I know it's a pretty tough game. But yeah, Jacob, any experience with this game?
No. All I know is about the PS3 game, so that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, it'll be a new experience for us. We'll see how that goes. And then, if we want to, let's take a quick look at the artwork here. So we got the front art here. It's got a Jason, looks like a Jason knockoff and a Scarecrow knockoff from like Batman or something.
Yeah, this artwork is awesome, bro.
Yeah, you got chainsaw hands like Evil Dead. It's pretty cool.
Chainsaw hands are just like built into his body.
That's true. Yeah, he's like a Evil Dead Ash from Evil Dead or whatever.
blocks for hands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chainsaws
pretty
coming
funny.
out of them.
With the
I think-
freaking ooze on the walls and
Yeah, why is there ooze back there? I was gonna say, I think the green ooze with the red blood dripping is a odd choice for coloring there.
It's monster blood.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I like the text in the bottom. The horrifying theme of this game may be inappropriate for young children and cowards.
yeah. I mean, this artwork. I mean, this makes me want to play this game.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, yeah.
It
It's
draws me
enticing.
in.
And from what I know of the game, this is a pretty good representation of what you'll be doing. Like, you actually do pick up a stick in this game and beat people with it, so.
That's awesome.
I don't.
I don't know if this Chainsaw Man's in it or not, but
I hope so.
yeah, it's pretty sweet. All right, and then let's take a look at the back of the box here. So, let's see. Alone on a stormy night, enter, if you dare, the unspeakable horror of Splatterhouse. Hideous ghouls and demented demons leap from every corner in a relentless nightmare of terror. Who's that with a saw? Look out for that axe. Just don't lose your head, as shock after gruesome shock assaults your senses. Your only hope? Unleash the monster within yourself and fight back in the grisly mayhem of Splatterhouse. Yeah, this has definitely got me sold, for sure.
Sounds badass.
The artwork's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Chainsaw Man is there.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Yep.
That like second picture in the middle there is creeping me out.
Yeah, what is going
Yeah, I
on
know.
there?
It was like a big flesh baby thing or something.
Yeah, I have no idea. And then what is he doing? He's like kneeling in the air?
I don't know. That is an odd picture.
Yeah. It's funny, you can see how fuzzy these are. They're like pictures off a TV screen because they didn't have ways to take screenshots back then. I like how this says ages 10 years and up.
I was just gonna
I
say,
know.
I love that, man. That 10 years and up.
That's crazy, dude. I know this is like a pretty bloody game.
Guess that's
I wonder.
Just a
not
time
young
frame.
children, I guess.
I guess so. I know this is based off an arcade game, so I wonder if this one's not as bloody as the arcade game.
Maybe. They didn't have ratings back then either, huh?
No, not yet. No.
Yeah.
Because they don't
This
have
is-
anywhere on the box.
Mm-mm.
It says on the box 1990, so this would be like 2 years before the ERSB
ESRB.
thing.
I
Yeah.
think it's 88. It says 88.
Yeah. But it says 1990 too, so I mean,
Yeah.
the later
I think
date is
the 88
probably-
was the arcade. The 90 is the
Yeah.
TurboGrafx.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very odd thing to read. It's inappropriate
Yeah.
for young children, but
10 and up. All right, well, this is another episode. Thanks everyone for listening, and look forward to the next episode when we play Splatterhouse. So we'll see you guys next time.
see
See
ya.
you guys.
Bye.